read a lot of stories, especially in Sunday school, and they taught us to create this image of Jesus as a friend and somebody that you could confide in. And all of the pictures that we had in storybooks or in the children's Bible where Jesus was preaching had his arms open, and it was a very accepting image of Jesus. Someone I wanted to know. I was never afraid of him, and I never felt like he was some superior being when I was younger. I felt like we were equal even though I was young and he was a godly figure.
I don't know. I just thought that he was able to do everything in the world. Thought that was pretty cool.
My image of God would have to be, I guess, one of all knowledge and power, I guess. Not that I don't think I completely believed in him at the time when I was little, though.
And God was always like this sun behind the clouds. Ooh, it's God.
I guess I kind of saw them as like very similar, like people, because I knew that God was also very powerful and Jesus was very powerful, so those two names went interchangeably.
What I knew about God and Jesus, I basically made up, or I kind of interpreted from what I learned in Sunday school. And we live, my family and I live down by a lake, and I used to spend the summers there, and still do. And when I was younger, I used to think that the waves crashing in and out on the sand was really like the staircase to heaven, and that's where the angels came down in.
Actually, when I was 7, I used to think the reason why there was rain is because either God was crying or people in heaven were washing their clothes, and so water came down to earth. I don't know how that, I don't know. My brain was weird.
I had this idea that after people died, like literally their bodies would raise up to the sky. That's not what happens.
Easter and Christmas mean very superficial things to me. They're mainly about getting food and presents and sweets.
For me, it was more of, I didn't really think of more of the religious sense, but more as the family sense of everybody coming together. And to me, that's probably all like how it should be. Even if it's religious, it should just be about your family, because you see your God through your family.
Every year, my family, on the way to church, we listen over and over again, on repeat, the song He's Alive by Dolly Parton. And it basically tells the story of one of the disciples. You know, he's the person telling the story, and it's about, you know, Mary Magdalene finding the tomb empty and Jesus not being there, and then Jesus coming to her, you know, in his resurrected form. And it's a very beautiful, very chilling song. And so to me, Easter was always this incredible thing. So the resurrected Jesus, or Jesus dying on the cross, was never scary, because I only had this image of a very beautiful thing. I mean, he came back, and yes, he suffered greatly, but he did that for us. And we focused a lot on the idea of it as an act of love, rather than this act of great pain and suffering.